We're at the home of the Super Bowl 52 champions, Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Tennessee Titans. Here's Randy Bullock now to put toe to leather, and off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And here's Scott to return it. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Second down, back to Sanders. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll run on first down. It's Sanders, and he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Well, look at this, a tight end carry. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
With a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Let's go, defense.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end Goddard. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 31-yard line.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
On 2nd down now, it's Sanders. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go, D.
Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
And he's got it. Touchdown. Dallas got it. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-0. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Cameron Batson now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Derrick Henry. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
A first down carry for Henry. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the 50, it's Tannehill. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Tannehill dancing to his left. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Here's Tannehill. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. I think you'd agree that looked like the right call from up here.
No doubt about it. What everyone has to understand is that the officials are going to be right on the play each and every time. You may not like the call, but they're usually spot on.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. The toss right to Henry. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, 26 yards. And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Now Mike Vrabel going to tell the offense to go for two here. They'll try and run it in with Henry. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. So what do you think the mindset was there? You can tie it with a PAT here first half. Why go for the lead right now?
The old school mindset says if you have a better team, you just go ahead and continue to try and dominate. There's also a school of thought, if you don't think you're quite as good, you have to try and take advantage of opportunities. And finally, I just think this is analytics coming into the game. Someone saying the more you go for two, the better your chances are of actually getting them.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB. I know flashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield. Picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
2nd and 5 now. Hurts. A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
They'll look to throw here. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 23. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And that's complete to Sanders. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Quick slant here to Smith. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. They're going to look to throw. Touchdown, Eagles! A 5-yard touchdown. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Elliott now to add the extra point. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Here's Batson now, bringing it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they've got a little under 40 seconds to go if they want to try to put something together here. They'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now it's Tannehill. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Draw play. This is Henry. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got his tight end, Anthony Ferkser. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Tannehill. Forced out to his left. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
They're throwing it on first down, but no one was open, so he gets flushed out of the pocket, runs towards the sidelines, gets out of bounds with a good gain and a 1st down.
Now a 1st down throw, Tannehill. This is caught, and it's a Titans touchdown. A.J. Brown in the final seconds of the first half. And the Titans are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Now Mike Vrabel going to tell the offense to go for 2 here. Tannehill going to throw for it. Goes right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Looking here for Smith downfield. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Amani Hooker. And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Here's Batson now, bringing it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Second and 5.
Again, it's Henry. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
On first down, it's Henry, and he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Second and 11.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill.
He's got a man. It's Berkshire, the tight end. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now a handoff to Henry. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Henry again on second down.
And he gets it down to the 32.
89 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. They'll run on first down. Henry A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. That's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On second down, here's Henry. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
A field goal from this spot would be 51 yards. They'll try to move it closer on third down. Here's Tannehill. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down. They snap it to Tannehill. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on fourth down. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. We'll see if they can grab the lead. Either way, what a job their defense did to force the turnover on downs to set up this opportunity. Well, Sanders on first down with a little bit of space as he works his way forward, a gain of 4.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
I like what I'm seeing from them here. Tie game in the fourth quarter. They understand the situation. They don't need to be in any rush. Go ahead and huddle up and run your offense. That last completion put them in a nice position to take the lead in this game.
We got three, fellas, we got three. Check three.
Oh, they go with a tight end carry. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long.
41 Mike. Mike 41, you got to wedge that up. Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it third and long.
Hey, 41's Mike. Here we go, G. Here I come again. 41's coming. 41's the Mike. Watch the blood.
He'll drop to throw. Complete. Smith has it. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he rifles one incomplete.
Jalen Reagor was the intended receiver.
And it's second down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll look to throw. He's got Smith here. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 18. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
2nd and 9. They go play action with Hurts.
It's caught. Smith. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. He'll look to throw. This is caught. And that's a touchdown as they beat Garrett here in the final minute of the 4th.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the 4th, but they got to feel good now. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Here's Batson now, bringing it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out.
And that ball incomplete. He couldn't work free from his defender, and now it's 3rd down. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Tannehill to throw.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary, not lingering. Big throw coming up.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Desperation time for Tannehill on 4th down.
He's got his tight end over the middle. That's Ferkser. And they will get the conversion on 4th down to stay alive, but time not an ally.
Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Throwing Tannehill. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Tannehill. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Looking deep for Julio. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And now seconds remaining. They're going to burn their final timeout.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line.
Hurts down to one knee, and that should just about do it. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say 24-hour cheesesteak shop, here we come.
Oh, yeah, and I'm buying, partner. And guess what? I'm having mine with.
And I'm having two if you're buying. Good night from Philadelphia.